What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Always Compete Seahawks podcast. I am Sam. That is Mike. Today, we're going to be breaking down the Seahawks Week 2 game against the San Francisco 49ers. We'll be giving our predictions, giving our thoughts, keys to the game. This is the first rivalry game against the 49ers in like 10 years without Russell Wilson. Crazy.
It's kind of like their dad left them. We have to feel some sympathy. Their dad left.
Yeah,
he went to go get the milk. He's not
Dad
coming
went to
back.
go get the milk, and he's not at home.
He's not coming back. It sucks. So
it's to get some sympathy. So Niners
for the
fans,
Niners, they just lost
sorry.
their father. Obviously it's tough, but they still got a football game to play. And clearly they were affected by it last week as they lost to the Bears. The Bears, right in my home state. I really don't have any takeaways from that game other than sloppy.
It was raining.
It was wet. Justin Fields is a dog.
It was raining. That's my thoughts on that game.
It was
raining. And when I say that it was raining, I'm not talking about like, it's raining outside. I'm like, oh my God, it's raining outside.
There were parts watching on TV where I couldn't even see what was going on. I was like, I think they just ran the ball, but I'm not.
Is that Justin Fields or is that? Are they
showing that guy?
Are they showing Matt Eberflus or is that Justin Fields? Is that Eberflus on the field? And I was just like, what is?
I will say,
make anything out.
There are a few things that, as a Seahawks fan, looked good from the 49ers perspective. Losing to the Bears, Bears fans, I love you, but the Bears suck, and so for them to lose in any capacity is good for the Seahawks. Which, by the way, we forgot to mention this in our last video, but the Seattle Seahawks have sole position of the NFC West. Just saying.
Well, you know what? I think for a week we're going to be able to relish in that. I think we're going to be able to absorb that.
It's not going to last past week 2, but we have it now. So let's cherish it while we can. But on a real note, the Niners, you can't really chalk up much of from week 1. Trey Lance's debut, quote unquote, as the 49ers undisputed starting quarterback was marred by weather. And Justin Fields being a dog, but I think they're looking forward to playing actual football week 2. Their home opener, obviously, we got to go play in San Francisco, which is a city formerly owned by Russell Wilson, in case you didn't know that.
He had to sell it, unfortunately. He had to sell it.
He did have to sell. He had to sell it so he could buy his 15 bedroom, 18 bathroom mansion in Denver. Did you see that, by the way? That's insane.
I mean, if we're being realistic, I think that Russ's house is about equal to the entire city of San Francisco.
Oh yeah, no, he just airlifted the city of San Francisco, dropped it in Denver.
Yeah.
So, it's whatever from the 49ers perspective. Obviously, great rivalry with the Seahawks every year, and I'm looking forward to it.
The tough part about last week is I feel like I can't take away much.
Yeah, it's hard.
I guess the Niners had a couple players that looked really bad. One person that I kept hearing 49ers names, for a name that kept coming out of 49ers mouths was Dre Greenlaw. I guess he had a really bad game last week.
Yeah, he was tweaking a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, he was tweaking.
I know Javon Kinlaw got hurt. I don't know what's the
Kinlaw got hurt. I don't know how serious that is. Kittle Samuel fumbled. I know that.
Kittle is healthy. He's full practice today, so I would imagine he plays.
Yes, I think he does definitely.
Let me see if I can get this Javon Kinlaw update here.
Yeah. I will say one thing that was very encouraging for a Seahawks fan is I wouldn't say the Bears' offensive or defensive line is necessarily great. I wouldn't say that they're bad. They're definitely better than some people give them credit for. But they dominated San Francisco for parts of the game. They blew him off the ball. The defensive line was getting consistent pressure on Trey Lance. Now, bringing down Trey Lance seemed to be a different task in itself. We were getting in his face, and then he was just escaping and running for first downs. But I will say that the 49ers coveted offensive and defensive line, which they pridefully built over the years, didn't seem all that great.
The offensive line, I know that this is going to factor into one of my predictions later, but I know that a couple specific players in their offensive line were not that great.
No,
we're not that great. So I'm looking forward to predicting some stuff there. So I just got some injury updates here for the 49ers. Javon Kinlaw has an ankle sprain, but he's not expected to miss any time.
Okay.
This is the big one that we forgot to mention. Elijah Mitchell
Yes.
is out 2 months.
Yeah,
with
he's
a knee
out
sprain,
6 weeks. I saw that. Yeah.
which is very big. Grade 3 sprain, which is bad. If you guys don't know
Yes.
what that means. So that's a key factor, considering that the Seahawks had a tough time containing Javonte Williams.
Yes.
So that is obviously going to be important. As it looks on the Seahawks perspective, as you know, Jamal Adams is probably out for the season, which is a
Yeah,
shame
definitely.
because I feel like I
I don't
needed a
even.
play where Jamal Adams hit George Kittle and they got up and talked to each other.
Yeah.
I just feel like that needs to happen.
I don't
And
even know. I mean, maybe I just didn't notice it, but like it was kind of hard to see what happened with Jamal Adams because it was the play where he almost sacked Russell Wilson.
yeah, I don't know. His leg
I
must
don't
have
know
just
what
kind of caught
happened.
something and twisted in a way that messed something up. I mean, that's all I can
Which,
say. There's not like any clear like, oh, his knee bent sideways or oh,
yeah,
his knee
it's
bent
like sometimes when a
backwards.
running back, they plant weird and you see their knee like or something.
Yeah.
Like I didn't see anything, which
Like
is
you see
weird.
like their calf like jiggle and you're like, oh, he just tore his Achilles. Like
Or
you
like the
know it.
Dak Prescott injury where it was like, ooh,
Yeah, it wasn't gruesome. Like Jamal kind of came hobbling. I'm like, oh, I probably just twisted his ankle or something.
Yeah, that's what
And
I
then he's
thought
getting
too.
off on a cart. I'm like, what the hell's going on? You know,
You see
it's
you hear his parents were in the locker room with him. Pete
yeah.
Carroll said. So we'll
That's so sad, man.
we'll get into like the full Jamal Adams, I guess, effect or
But
repercussions later. Right now we got
the
week 2.
the two big inactives for the Seahawks last week were Kenneth Walker, Damian Lewis.
Yep.
Both I thought had a chance of playing. I thought Damian Lewis especially had a chance of playing. Sorry, that thick Connecticut air is piercing my lungs.
He's so ready for rivalry week, bro. You don't even realize.
Yeah. I mean, so from what I've heard today, P has press conference. Kenneth Walker sounds like he's going to play. He's a full participant
Kenneth
in
Walker,
practice.
yes, part of practice and was in walkthroughs this morning. I'm
Damian
excited.
Lewis. Yeah. I'm pumped for Kenneth Walker.
My gosh.
It's going to add a whole nother aspect
Yes.
to this offense because now you can have Penny and Kenneth Walker come in and just kind of pound the rock with them.
Just run the ball. Geno Smith is going to complete 8 of 9 passes this game, and we're going to have 300 yards rushing. That's what Pete Carroll wants. I hope you guys understand the fever dream of Pete Carroll is to run the ball like 45 times a game and like never let the 49ers touch the ball. He wants to have 48 minutes of possession time, just run the ball, and throw like maybe on 3rd and 2. He'll throw like a flat route to like Tyler Lockett or something. That's the fever dream of Pete Carroll. So to have 2 running backs that could take you there, he's got to be in love right now. He's got to be in love.
And Damian Lewis was carted off in the preseason. I thought his season was done. They literally put the air cast on his leg. If you guys don't know what that means,
yeah,
it means his leg is probably broken or a bone is broken. Turns out he sprained his ankle. Not even that bad.
Yeah, they were a little over dramatic with that one. I'm not gonna lie.
So Damian Lewis is probably going to play this week, if I had to guess, which is big because Phil Haynes did not have a great day.
He's not very good.
He didn't have a great game. So yeah, I want Damian Lewis back. But yeah, so that's big. That's important. We're gonna get to important offensive weapons or offensive players because Damian Lewis I would call a weapon unless if you like put him in the backfield on like 3rd and goal, like a William Perry.
Yeah, I was say William Perry type stuff.
And just have him bowl over. I mean, other than that, I don't think Damian Lewis is gonna be much of a weapon. So let's kind of talk about what we're gonna do here is to predict this game. We're gonna give 3 individual predictions and then a game prediction. So what we're going to do is like you can predict a moment, you can predict a stat line, you can predict a play, you can predict like a score at half, you can predict anything. And my big prediction first, we're going to go back and forth kind of trading. I'm doing this off the top of my head. I think Kenneth Walker is going to have a 40+ yard rush against the 49ers this week. I think Kenneth Walker had a tendency to get out in the open and just hit the accelerator. He has like a 3rd gear.
Yeah. No, he was a dog at Michigan State.
So
my first prediction, piggybacking off of that, was Kenneth Walker's going to score his first touchdown this week. I think
valid.
I think Rashad Penny took a lot of snaps last week. I think Kenneth Walker, we're gonna try to run the ball. I think that's pretty obvious. And I'm kind of surprised that we didn't have a rushing touchdown last week. But I think Kenneth Walker, either through the air or through the ground, is going to have his first touchdown. He's going to throw the ball into the stands at Levi Stadium. Hopefully hit a 49ers fan in the head. I'm kidding. But I think he definitely will score his first touchdown this week against the 49ers, kicking off his newfound ownership of the 49ers, because now the 49ers are up for sale since Russ left. So somebody's got to own them. And I think Kenneth Walker is going to fill that void, score his first touchdown, and claim his spot as their stepfather.
Pretty nice. Now, my second prediction is the second player that I kept hearing 49ers fans say, oh, my God, get him off my team. It's Mike McGlinchey, the right tackle. I think Uchenna Nwosu is going to have 2 sacks.
Oh,
I think he's going to have 2+ sacks. That's what I'll say. I think he's going to have 2+ sacks.
NFC Defensive Player of the Week to have 2 sacks.
Yeah, he's feeling it. Feeling it. I think he's going to get a couple sacks in there. I think he's athletic enough to keep up with Trey Lance if he ever scrambles out a bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
Uchenna Nwosu punting him down like this.
Uchenna Nwosu is going to have 2 sacks, and I'll say the Seahawks as a team are going to have 4+ sacks.
Sam is being very optimistic of our defense, and I love it. But my next prediction.
Well, trust me, I'm not that optimistic. I'm optimistic that we're going to be able to cook Mike McGlinchey. I'm optimistic about that. Yeah.
That's definitely fair. My next prediction is that Trey Lance has a bounce back game.
Yeah.
Before I get crucified in the comments, let me explain. All right. We know all the drama about, is this Trey's team? Is this Jimmy's team? Blah, 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 blah. Trey, he's the guy. He's going to be great. He's poised to have this breakout season. And last week against the Bears, his first game as the guy in San Francisco, it was a monsoon. It was just quarterback nightmare fuel, right? Again, I don't chalk much of that to Trey Lance. Didn't play good for what it's worth, but again, the conditions are so kind of bad. It's just hard to judge him. Mm-hmm. This game is going to be his coming out party. I think that Kyle Shanahan is going to be he's going to coach pissed off. And what I mean by that is I think they're embarrassed from last week. I think they're going to come out. They're going to pull out all the stops. He's got George Kittle back. He's got Deebo Samuel. He's got Brandon Ayuk. He's got guys. Obviously, there's going to be more of an added emphasis on him with Elijah Mitchell out. I think this is Trey Lance's coming out party to the NFL. I think he's going to have a great game. I'm predicting 3 touchdowns, and I think he shows the 49ers. Again, maybe he's not cementing himself, but he shows the Niners why they spent all that draft capital and took him 3rd overall, and he proves to have a great game. Trey Lance, I think, has a bounce back, great performance on Sunday.
My third prediction. I do like that prediction, by the way. I think Trey Lance is going to have a nice game.
Yeah.
This prediction, though, is kind of going to go a little bit against what I just said. I think Trey Lance is going to have a good game. However, I think he's going to throw an interception. First interception of the year for the Seahawks. I don't think it's going to be to Tariq Woolen. I don't think it's going to be to Mike Jackson. Hell, I don't think it's going to be to Quandre Diggs or Josh Jones.
Jamal Adams, baby.
I know. Coming out in the crutches.
You see that tweet that was like, if Jamal Adams had hands on his face mask, he'd have like 4 more career interceptions because the one bounced off his.
That's messed up.
That's funny.
But I don't think Justin Coleman's gonna have a pick. I think Jordan Brooks gets his first career interception.
Jordan Brooks, all right.
I think Jordan Brooks
gets out a screen pass or something.
I think Jordan Brooks gets his first career interception. I don't think it's gonna be like him, like making like a master read. I think it's gonna be like Trey Lance, like Uchenna Nwosu's cooking Mike McGlinchey. I gotta get the ball out, and he's just gonna dump it off to the running back. And Jordan Brooks, he's just not gonna realize that Jordan Brooks is there, which happens. Yeah. It does happen.
Yeah, I miss linebackers all the time for sure. Yeah.
I think that Jordan Brooks is gonna get his first career pick.
All right, I love it. Here's what I'm going to say for my third prediction. And this is kind of a 2-for-1, so take this with a grain of salt maybe. I think Geno Smith takes a step down from what he did last week. And I think that Pete Carroll puts more of an emphasis on the run game for a few reasons. Number one, we didn't really run the ball efficiently last week in the second half.
I feel like the run game wasn't what Pete wanted it to be.
No, definitely wasn't what he wanted it to be. You got Rashad Penny and Kenneth Walker. You're going to want to pound the rock. That's number 1. Number 2, Kyle Shanahan's offense is going to give us fits. Schematically speaking, it's going to give us fits. It gives everybody fits, right? So the one way to defend against that is to just keep them off the field and kill clock.
Yep.
You know, Pete is so horny to do that, and he will do that no matter what. Run the ball, right? On the flip side, Geno Smith, there is no words that I can use to properly describe how amazing Geno Smith looked in the first half, especially last week. Is he going to look like that every week? No. I think the 49ers pass rush is very good. And I think our offensive line is young. That's, being modest. They're young. And I think Nick Bosa, if we want to sit back and drop back 40 times, he'll kill Geno Smith. Like, actually kill Geno Smith. Not to mention Nick Bosa's racist. So, like, that just, he's got I'm kidding. He's got even more fuel.
It's just added fuel to the fire. I actually think it might be strategic to put Drew Lock back there. Pete's like, all right, boys, listen, this is the game plan. He points to the screen.
We're going with the white quarterback. Why?
No, for real. Don't look up Nick Bosa no tweets on Google.
Do that.
Don't do it. It's not going to, especially if you're a 49ers fan, but especially if you're a 49ers fan, look it up.
Especially if you're a 49ers fan.
Look it up. No, but
I don't know. Yeah. Maybe the whole team's racist, actually. Maybe that's why Trey Lance doesn't feel confident as the 49ers starter.
Oh, my God.
It's just because Nick Bosa's just staring. You know that GIF? You know that meme of Mr. Incredible at the dinner table, and it's like Captain America when he found out black people were free or something. That meme right there. That's Nick Bosa staring at Trey Lance in the locker room, dude. That's Nick Bosa. So, am I saying Nick Bosa's racist? Yes, I am. He's racist.
Yeah, we're kind of saying that. Sorry.
I am fully coming out. I am fully staking the claim.
Yeah.
And Nick Bosa is racist.
You remember when Nick Bosa planted that flag his rookie season where he put the flag in the ground? Yeah. That's Mike. That's Mike. Right now. Right now being boom. Yeah.
Racist. He's gonna listen, he's gonna enjoy sacking Geno Smith a little too much. All right. So because of that, I think we're gonna run the ball. Kenneth Walker is gonna get touches. Rashad Penny is gonna get touches. That's my prediction for the game. Those are my predictions for the game.
Okay, so now we're going to go to a game prediction. The Seahawks are kind of a surprising 9.5-point underdogs.
That's low-key disrespectful.
That's a little high.
That's low-key disrespectful.
I think the 49ers could debatably say you could debatably say that they played the worst out of any team last week.
We won, and they lost to the Bears by double digits or by
two possessions. By
2 possessions, and we're 9.5. By no means am I saying
I'm not saying we should be favorites. I'm not even saying we should be within 3, but maybe like a 5-6 point game. Yeah, that seems kind of disrespectful.
That's disrespectful.
Now, if I had to give my predictions for the game, I actually think this game's going to be relatively high scoring, mainly because both of these teams, their corners are not good.
No.
I'm sorry, Seahawks. I mean, listen, I like
Drake Woolen, you're my man.
Mike Jackson kind of got that dog in him.
2 fumble recoveries?
Mike Jackson kind of got that dog in him. You know what? He ain't got a dog in him. He got a wolf in him. He got a wolf in him.
No, he is a smooth criminal. Let's say that. He is a smooth criminal.
Ooh.
I'll stop.
No. No, but anyways, I mean, I think that, but the 49ers secondary especially, Equanimous St. Brown, Dante Pettis.
49er legend at that. The 49er
These
legend.
are the guys that are cooking up on the 49ers secondary right now.
You know what's bad? When Dante Pettis caught the ball. I was like, who the hell is that? Oh, that's Dante Pettis? What the fuck?
Yeah, Scott Hansen's like, hey, Dante Pettis. I'm like, bro,
what?
What?
Hey,
no.
You want to talk about just booty naked. Dante Pettis was like,
so was Equanimous St. Brown, by the way.
They were Equanimous St. Brown at least had a guy within 5 yards of him. Dante Pettis was just on the whole side by himself.
Listen. You're going from getting cooked by Dante Pettis and Equanimous St. Brown to being like, no, you know what? We got Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf locked up.
And you know DK's a 49er killer.
I think DK is going to have a deep bomb. I think DK's going to get I think DK's going to get one.
Gino's just like, fuck it.
I think DK's going to get one. DK got a history with the Niners. I think DK's going to get his. Yeah. I think he's going to get his. That's just my prediction. I think it's going to be relatively high scoring. Both teams are going to get over 21 points. I got 49ers 28,
Okay.
Seahawks 22. Going against the spread for the Seahawks.
So you're picking
That's
the
my
Seahawks
prediction.
to cover, but
I'm
the 49ers
predicting
will
the
still win.
Seahawks to cover, but the 49ers to win.
All right. I'm taking 49ers 21, Seahawks 14. I think lower
They'll say they're going
score.
to cover.
They're still going to cover. 9.5 is low-key disrespectful as hell. And you got to understand also, Pete Carroll and Kyle Shanahan, we got a lot of history with each other. So I think it's foolish to say that any one of those teams is going to blow each other out. 10 points is, it's double digits basically. So I think it's foolish to say that any one of these coaches are going to blow each other out. Now the Seahawks could walk on the field after this emotional high, winning last week, and just get their butts handed to them on a silver platter. That's fully possible.
I see at least a couple of universes where the Seahawks win this game. I'm just going to say it.
I see some like bullshit occurring, like the Niners fumble or Robbie Gould, misses a kick, we block it for a touchdown, or Kenneth Walker. There's definitely a lot of realities where the Seahawks win this game. Would I be shocked if we won this game? No, definitely not shocked as last week. But would I also be shocked if the 49ers beat us pretty soundly? No, I wouldn't. It all just depends. I think we're gonna get to see. I don't want to say the real Geno Smith, like treat him like he's like has a mask on right now, but like I feel like
I think the energy is gonna come down a bit.
Yeah, we're gonna get a better idea of who Geno Smith is on like a flat level, on a base level kind of thing. And listen, if he's that guy, he's that guy.
Me personally, I think Geno is gonna go for like 230, maybe like 1 or 2 touchdowns. Nothing crazy. I'm not predicting him to go off by any means, but I think that this Niners secondary is definitely worse, and he's gonna recognize that. He's gonna Geno has an underrated deep ball, so I'm just gonna say that. I think Geno might uncork a couple.
Especially early in that game, he tried to uncork a 1-2. What was it, Will Dissly, where he rolled out left, like spun around, and, like just bombed it, and then it was like a pass interference or something. I was kind of like, okay, not Russ though, obviously. And
I think, Go ahead.
Another thing I'll say is if Geno Smith gets hurt in this game by Nick Bosa, it was racially motivated. I
think it prompts an NFL investigation.
I think this should lead to a suspension, most definitely.
We're already advocating for the suspension of Nick Bosa.
I hate that guy. I hate Nick Bosa. I'm gonna be real. There's a few Niners players I really like. Love George Kittle. George Kittle's my guy. How could you hate George Kittle, right? He's that guy. I just hate Nick Bosa, dude.
I like Debo.
Debo's cool.
I like Debo. Debo's kind of cool. I don't mind Fred Warner.
I don't like Brandon Ayuk because Brandon Ayuk sold for me so hard last year, the first half of the year in fantasy.
Dude, he fell off the face of the planet.
I can't do it.
Kyle
Shanahan's cool.
I'm gonna be super honest. Like, I kind of mess with some of their defensive players. Like Eric Armstead is kind of a dog.
Armstead's cool. Yeah. Fred Warner's cool, like you said.
Fred Warner. I like Al-Shaair, their linebacker.
Yeah, Al-Shaair. Yeah,
he's a dog.
He's all right.
Underrated.
Trent Williams is a dog.
Trent Williams is a dog. He also has a nasty nickname too.
Yeah,
Silverback.
That's just so. Juicy Juice, Kyle Juszczyk. I mean, come on. He's like the dying breed of fullback.
Polish brother himself.
My Polish brother.
My Polish brother, Kyle Juszczyk.
Trey Lance. I don't know. I just don't like Trey Lance. I don't have a problem with. Actually, no, I do. I have a big problem with Jimmy.
I don't have much of a problem with Jimmy G at this point. I'm not because you all know why I'm not threatened by Jimmy G at this point. So I'm just like,
I just don't like the guy. You know what I mean? I'm just like, nah. I hope he throws a pick every single time.
I mean, but listen, right?
Trey Lance though, just
Mike. What is an offensive and defensive key for the Seahawks to win this game? If they can do this thing on offense and this thing on defense, you think they can seriously walk out with a W?
All right. Offensively, I'm gonna say control the clock. Don't turn the ball over. Like I said before, Kyle Shanahan's scheme, no matter who's on the field, is going to give people fits. Clint Hurt is a rookie defensive coordinator in his second game. Schematically, the 49ers have the advantage here on offense. I think the best way to defend against them is to keep them off the field. Kill the clock, run the ball, get first downs, and don't give them the ball. Don't give them extra possessions to do what they got to do. Defensively speaking, I think the key is going to be make Trey Lance uncomfortable. He was very clearly uncomfortable last week because the Bears pass rush was in his face and the weather, obviously. 49ers lost by 9 points to the Bears. I think if Trey Lance is uncomfortable, he has not played in enough games to where he can figure things out. He is going to feel lost. He might feel a little confused, might make some stupid mistakes. Make Trey Lance uncomfortable, and you'll have a shot to win this game. Especially with no Elijah Mitchell in there to be a safety blanket in the running game. Trey Lance needs to feel the heat, and he got to get out of the kitchen.
I honestly agree with pretty much everything you said. Offense, I'm going to kind of rephrase it. Play Pete Carroll offense. And I can't believe I'm saying that because
can you imagine like us watching this
video
6 months ago before Russ
got
traded?
I hate saying
we're just like, yeah, we're
Pete
gonna
Carroll
play
offense,
Pete Carroll
but
offense.
that is the key. If you want to beat a team like the Niners who have a very nice scheme, can put up some points, what do you want to do? You want to run the ball to control the clock, and you don't want turnovers.
No.
It's that simple. And I think that if we can do that, this offense may only score 21, and we could walk out with a win if that happens.
Yeah.
Now, for defense, I think the key is going to be to hurt Trey Lance's confidence as early on as you can.
I thought you were supposed to say hurt Trey Lance. Like,
no. I am not like that.
Trey Lance's leg just.
It'd be a shame if his ankle just went out like that.
Starting to sound a lot like Greg Williams, bro. I don't know what is it, Bounty Gate 2.0.
If you hit the head, the body will die. No, but,
15K if he tears his ACL.
no, but anyways, right. Hurt Trey Lance's confidence as much as possible.
Yes.
Early on. If you can get guessing himself on his throws early on in that game where he could have Debo, but he's afraid to throw it because Quandre over there and he doesn't want to throw another pick, or
maybe
he doesn't want to hold on to it too long. He's a little jittery, maybe he's afraid to get the ball out. Something like that. Hurt his confidence. He's a young quarterback. If we can come out, get a pick or get a couple sacks early on, that alone could instantly change this game. And I think that Clint Hurt drew up some really nice blitzes week one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need some more of that this week.
I'm gonna need some more. Of those
Lauren Brooks is a heat-seeking missile. Get him in there.
Dog.
Get him in there, and just let him eat.
Yes.
Gotta let the big dogs eat, and
gotta let the big boys feast.
So those are my two keys. I basically, in essence, agree with you on both.
Yes.
Now, Mike, last question here. Give a percentage chance that the Seahawks walk out with a win going into Monday.
40.
So you think it's a 60-40 game?
I think it's a 60-40 game. I think the Niners on paper are the better team. I think, again, they're coming off of the Niners and Seahawks are in opposite spots right now. The Seahawks are coming off a very emotional win. The Niners are coming off a very tough loss against a team that they probably shouldn't have lost to on paper. So I think they're going to play more pissed off, and I think emotionally they'll have the edge this week. They are in their home stadium. There's a home field advantage there. I think, like I said, on paper the Niners are the better team, but you have that familiarity with the NFC West. Pete Carroll has seen Kyle Shanahan's team. You definitely know what to expect at this point. Seahawks are going to run the ball, so that'll take away from the Niners a little bit. I think the Seahawks, again, will I be shocked if the Seahawks win? No, I won't be surprised if they get their butt kicked. Geno Smith right now is a big question mark for me. I don't know what to expect. Maybe he is him. Maybe it was just a great week one performance. I don't know, but I'll give the Seahawks about a 40% chance to win. And I think the 9.5 line is very disrespectful. Very disrespectful.
Yeah. So if I had to give my odds, I'd say about 35%. I think that in the majority of these scenarios, I think the Niners will walk out with a win.
Yeah.
One aspect I forgot to mention here right before we wrap up. George Kittle coming back might not be as big as a factor as we think, mainly because
Jordan Brooks going to walk his ass down.
No, I saw a stat. Trey Lance in 50 throws has one target to George Kittle.
Was that the one last year that Jamal Adams broke up?
No, that was when Jimmy was playing. Because Jimmy got hurt mid-game and Trey Lance had to come in. So
I thought that was okay.
He has one target.
Crazy.
To George Kittle. So how much of a factor is it really that he's going to come back?
I bet you then the 49ers are talking about that right now in their offensive meeting, and they're like, you're getting him 8 targets in the first quarter, minimum.
And honestly, if you want to feed the tight ends, I'm sure that the Seahawks are gonna be game planning for that because we got shredded by the tight ends last week. So
Yes, we did. These
we're gonna see
no-name white dudes
how the
I've never
battle
heard
of the minds work out. Pete Carroll, defensive guy, he's seen it all.
The straight arrow.
He's
The
seen it all.
old man versus
And then
the young buck.
and then you got the young whippersnapper who's changing the game with his offensive schemes.
Yeah.
Who's gonna out scheme each other? That's the question.
Mm-hmm.
Give your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think the Seahawks are gonna win? Who do you think is gonna be the game changer? What do you think are the keys? And really, what are the odds that you think the Seahawks can walk out with a win against probably our biggest rivals? I would say.
Mm-hmm.
As always, leave a like, subscribe, ring that bell whenever we drop videos. You'll get notified so you can watch them instantly because let's just be real. You don't want to miss it. You want to be the first person to comment.
You don't want all your friends to be talking about what we talk about, and then you miss out, and it's like,
like you get spoiled. Like when you show up and like there's like 15 friends all huddled around you, like, oh my god, you see what Mike said last night? That was funny, bro.
And then like, no, bro, I didn't see it yet.
And then you're like, oh, and then like look at you like.
It's like Marvel movies. You got to see Marvel movies like the first night, or else you go on Twitter and everything's spoiled.
Oh my god, bro! Black Panther, the way he just evaporated like that. It's like I didn't. What do you mean he evaporated?
And sometimes this is a story for me. Once sometimes you even you got to go earlier than even opening night because I saw Endgame opening night, right? As I'm walking, we were like the 6 o'clock showing. Walking out of the theater, there's a whole group of people waiting to go in the 9 o'clock. This dude just yells, "Iron Man dies!" And the whole crowd of people was just like in tears. I felt so bad. But that's a lesson learned, and you got to be quicker. You know what I mean?
You got to be
first. If you ain't first, you're last.
All of this lecture is don't miss our content.
Yes. Don't
watch the videos. Yeah, and as always, get this wherever you get your podcasts: Apple, Spotify, Google, Anchor. If you want to listen on your great grandmother's record player.
We're not on vinyl yet.
We're dropping vinyl soon. Stay tuned. If you want to get a cassette,
I'm
sure you can find it somehow.
Sure you want a CD to eject your Kids Bop playlist out of there?
Boom. Yeah, in your car in like your 2002 Kia.
2002 Honda. Yeah, 2002.
Yeah, and you just pop open a little slide thing. You put on the always compete best hits. The always compete best hits. Slide it in. Oh my god. No, but for real. Yeah. Wherever you listen to this, on the radio. I don't know if we're on the radio yet. Mike, get on it.
101.5, bro. We're on it.
Turn it on only in the Nebraska area. 101.5.
I was just saying, bro, we're in different spots of the country. We need to find like a middle ground.
Yeah.
What's the middle state between Connecticut and Illinois?
Yeah, probably like Ohio or Pennsylvania.
Yeah, like Pennsylvania. Yeah, if you live in Pennsylvania.
We'll put it in Pittsburgh.
You're a diehard.
102.7 Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We are there 24/7.
We're live. Any diehard fans, Seahawks fans in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania?
Yeah, tune in. We're here. Yeah, but as always, leave a like, subscribe, ring that bell. We'll see you in the next video. Peace out.
Peace.